This is Laser X. This is a new laser tag product available in 2017. I've been sent several of these to test out and show you. This is an overview video to kind of go over the features of the blaster and explain how things work. We did tests with these indoors and outdoors, so I'll kind of give some insight as to how this stuff works based off of our experiences with that. And then later on I'll have other videos comparing Laser X to other laser tag products, so that way you can choose one that kind of fits what you're doing. If you're not familiar with how laser tag works in general, here's a quick rundown. You're not using lasers, you're using essentially infrared light that's been coded, because if it were any infrared light, then you just receive hits from the sun. When you're outdoors, things like that, infrared light gets emitted from a bunch of different things, but it's a coded signal that comes out of the blaster and hopefully hits your vest here. You have a infrared sensor at the very bottom part of this that you're aiming for with these blasters. It's line of sight shooting, and essentially as long as this can still pick up the beam of light from here, then you get a hit. But the blasters are very simple and easy to use, although the reload has caught me off guard quite a bit. There's just one button on this whole blaster, your trigger, and to reload, you hear that jingle jangle in there. You press and hold the reload, and you flick it down and bring it back up real quick, and that action should reload your blaster. There were several instances where I was trying to reload, especially outdoors, trying to get a reload on the fly, and just wasn't having it. Which is probably something I need to get used to. Now the blaster does have one screw on the bottom. There's no screws to disassemble any other portion of the blaster. But there's one screw back here where you can load up your AAA batteries. And then this cord supplies power to the rest of the sensor vest. But your power switch is over here. It's either off on the red team, on the blue team, or on the any team. There's also a headphone jack up here, which is where all of the Apple iPhone headphone jacks went apparently. And you can plug that in and listen to stuff instead of have stuff come through the speaker, which is on the back part of the blaster. There's no speaker here. This guy lights up. This guy lights up. Lots of sound and lights and everything. I would turn it on for you now, but it gets really annoying trying to do a review over the sound of the sound effects, and especially the virtual coach. I'll get to that in a second. Anyway, so that's all the features on the blaster. Let's power it up and show you how it works. It's on. It shows that I'm on the red team. I can't shoot yet because I haven't reloaded to lock in my my team there. There is a slow beep, and that just continues on and on. I can switch to the blue team, or switch to any team and it'll just flash between the two. I'm going to go on the red team, press and hold my trigger. There we go. So not only do I have ammo and this is all lit up, but I had to reload to start that sequence. As you're shooting, the lights get progressively quicker to represent that you have fewer shots left. There are 10 shots until you're out and you can't do anything else. There's no sound effect that accompanies you being out of ammo. It just doesn't light up anymore and won't shoot anymore. So you have to press and hold that again. And reload it. As you're getting hit, this green glowing sensor will start to turn other colors and eventually make its way to red until you've been shot out. I'm going to turn this other one on to blue to show you how that works. Alright, so he's on blue. Press and hold. Please work. Yes, thank you. My red blaster is telling me to get moving and to go, go, go. Speaking of go, 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 let's kill this guy. As you get hit, the blaster will flash and make the sound effect. And then this will start changing colors.
Get out of here!
And he'll tell you to get out of here.
You're hit.
And that you're hit.
Go, go, go!
And to go, go, go.
This is your last hit.
Lets you know before your last hit is up. It's also the only one that's flashing red. The rest are just between green and like an orangish yellow type color.
Game over for you.
Game over for you! You're done! You're out! There's a couple other things that he says, or can say. Slightly condescending with his tone there, but you've just been shot out of a laser tag. He's probably frustrated because you can't return fire while you're getting hit. It's a bit of a fundamental flaw that I've found with these. It's a little annoying. especially for folks that you're trying to hit that are rather trigger happy, because you can't land a hit on somebody as they're firing. At least in the testing that we've done, both indoors and outdoors, anytime somebody was shooting, we had a heck of a time trying to hit them. Now that could be because of other reasons that make it difficult for you to land hits on this Laser X system. One of the issues is that if you're bigger than a 10-year-old, and I'm very, very much over 10, but the sensor is at a bit of an angle. Indoors this is fine, but outdoors, especially beyond 75 feet as we tested it, it's very difficult to hit folks because this is sitting at an angle on your chest, unless you're like crouched down. Unless it's like direct line of fire hitting, it's very hard to get hit from folks from far away when it's kind of stuck up like this. Also, there's a lack of any other sensors anywhere else, so you can turn around and not get hit. You can be shooting around a tree or around an obstacle and have this covered and be able to shoot and not get hit because there's no sensors in the blaster either. I suppose because you can't get hit while you're shooting, it shouldn't matter if your sensor is visible or not, but again, that still seems to be a bit of a fundamental flaw that doesn't promote, I guess, good gameplay or fair gameplay for that instance. You should be able to retaliate. As you're firing, though, because that reload sequence is a bit of a pain to get through, that's your window of opportunity to hopefully return fire if you're not dead by then. Speaking of being dead, if you are a master at hiding or avoiding getting hit, if you have been hit a couple times and you don't get hit for over a minute, it'll actually regenerate health. It's an interesting bit that I've yet to see on other laser tag systems. So regenerative health is kind of nifty, but it also promotes people to go out and hide and not participate in the game and just gain all of their health back essentially by not playing, or by, you know, shooting around corners because people can't hit their sensors. So there's a couple things that in gameplay, you know, players without the best of intentions could exploit. The laser tag group that I've been running for the last 12 years, I've been playing laser tag for the last 2 decades. We have a pretty much well understood don't be a jerk rule. If you think you're being a jerk, it's because you are, and you should probably stop. So, you know, it keeps things lighthearted and, you know, from people from getting super competitive or being Cheetosaurus Rexes out there. But yeah, it's a little more difficult to try and work around the inability of the system to take hits while you're shooting and to be able to shoot while you're taking hits and vice versa, which I just explained. So that's probably the most frustrating thing about how this system works. The reload thing has been solved. They have, for summer of 2017, released a new longer range blaster that has a separate handle. You can click back on that and do your reload instead of doing the 2-second and flick thing. That'll be good. And now for pricing. So these 2 blasters in that box cost you just shy of $50. One of the new blasters that you can do the little click reloads with in better range, which should also work better outside, because these are only good in low light conditions outdoors to about 200 feet. Anything past that, you're out, and anything where it's bright and sunny out, you can hardly hit 50 feet, at least in some of the tests that we did. The new ones, I'm not sure what they said the ranges were. I think it's like 400 feet. But that reload certainly cleans things up. But those are $40 per blaster. It's not in a set of 2. It's just the sensor and just the blaster for $40. So it can start to get expensive pretty quick. The basic blasters work. It's just frustrating just at the core of this system that you can't shoot while getting hit and can't hit while shooting. Maybe that's something they'll address later on. I'm not sure. But as of the ones that we have to test out for you here, that's kind of what I was dealing with. Indoors, these work great, and from a cost perspective, this system for a set of 2 is cheaper than pretty much any other laser tag thing out there on the market until you get into the new advanced blaster with the fancy reload and longer range. But yeah, so it is quite affordable. It's very simple to use, and if you're not getting too hung up about not being able to take apart and modify and mess around with the blaster like my group's been doing for ages with other stuff, then it's fine. It works as advertised inside and out. And if you need more information on this or anything like that, I'll be having more videos to compare this with other stuff, but you can also go online and check out stuff for yourself before you go out and get one. Thanks for watching.
Get